The smell of stale rain on a cheap wool coat. That is your reality. You sit in the corner booth of a diner at 2 a.m. The cracked red vinyl sticks to the back of your thighs. The fluorescent light hums. It is a low, teeth-rattling buzz. You stare at the black coffee in your mug. A thin film of oil floats on the top. It tastes like burnt copper and old ash. You look out the streaked window. The street is wet. Black pavement reflecting red taillights. People walk by in pairs. They share umbrellas. They laugh. You watch their mouths move through the thick glass. You cannot hear them. You never hear them. You are on the outside, a ghost haunting your own life. You crave connection. You crave it like oxygen. Your chest aches with a dull, hollow throb. You want someone to look at you and actually see you. Not look through you. Not look past you. You want a mirror. You want a home. You do not know that predators can smell a hollow chest. You do not know that an empty room is just an invitation for a squatter. You take another sip of the bitter coffee. You wait for something to change. You wait for a spark. The bell above the diner door rings. A sharp, violent chime. The air in the room shifts. The smell of wet wool fades. It is replaced by the scent of ozone and expensive cedar. Someone slides into the booth across from you. You look up. You see the eyes first. They lock onto yours. They do not blink. They do not look away. It is a laser focus. It feels like a physical weight pressing against your skull. They tilt their head. The exact same angle you tilt yours. They fold their hands on the table. The exact same way your hands are folded. They speak. The voice is smooth. It matches your rhythm. It matches your pitch. They tell you a story about their past. It is a tragic story. It sounds exactly like your tragedy. The details align perfectly. Too perfectly. They say the words you have been waiting your whole life to hear. I understand. The hairs on the back of your neck stand up. A primal alarm rings in the back of your brain. A deep, instinctual warning. Danger. Run. But the warmth of their gaze is intoxicating. It is a drug hitting your bloodstream. The hook sinks into your cheek. The metal barb catches on the bone. You ignore the alarm. You silence the instinct. You reach across the sticky table. You take their hand. The skin is cold. You do not care. You make the choice. You step into the dark. The lock turns on the apartment door. A heavy mechanical click. You are inside. You are part of the machine now. The environment is controlled. Flawless. The bedsheets smell of harsh chemical bleach and lavender. Everything has a place. You have a place. You are being studied. You do not realize it, but you are a subject on an operating table. They map your nerves. They catalog your insecurities. They memorize your trigger points. They become your perfect puzzle piece. You like obscure jazz. They suddenly own a collection of vintage records. You hate crowds. They suggest staying in, perfectly mimicking your relief. It is the chameleon glitch, a flawless high-resolution projection of your own soul bounced back at you. But the rules begin to tighten. Unspoken, brutal. A delayed text message results in 3 days of freezing silence. A disagreement results in a stare so blank it freezes the blood in your veins. You learn to walk on the balls of your feet. You learn to read the micro-expressions. A twitch of the jaw. A narrowing of the eye. You adjust your behavior to keep the machine running smoothly. You cut off your friends. They ask too many questions. They see the glitches in the software. You isolate yourself. The diner window is gone. You are in a soundproof box, but you tell yourself it is love. You tell yourself the cage is a sanctuary. You sit on a leather sofa. It is stiff and cold. The apartment is on the 30th floor. The view is a grid of city lights. You have the shared bank accounts. You have the passwords. You wear the expensive clothes they picked out for you. You have the status, but the air in the room is thin. You are suffocating. You hold your phone. The glass screen is slick with sweat from your thumb. You are paranoid. The perfect mirror is starting to crack. The reflection is distorting. You catch them in small lies. Pointless, meaningless lies. When you ask, the reality warps. They twist the words. They spin the room. Suddenly, you are the crazy one. You are the abuser. You apologize for catching them in a lie. You become a detective in your own home. You check the browser history. You check the mileage on the car. You track the receipts. You hold the power of the truth, but it burns your hands. You are the warden, constantly patrolling the perimeter of the relationship. But you are also the prisoner inside the cell. They sit across the room. They stare at their phone. The face is slack. The mask is off. You see it for a fraction of a second. The absolute, terrifying emptiness. There is nobody home, just a void wrapped in skin. A dark, humming server rack processing data. You shiver. You turn up the heat, but the cold is coming from inside the room. The metal key snaps in the lock. You push the door open. The smell hits you first. A cheap, floral perfume. Not yours. You walk down the hallway. The hardwood floor is freezing against your bare feet. You see the phone on the counter. The screen lights up. A text message. A name you do not know. A joke you do not understand. A shared intimacy that belongs to you. They walk into the kitchen. You hold up the phone. Your hand shakes. The plastic case digs into your palm. You wait for the apology. You wait for the excuse. It does not come. The chameleon drops the colors. The camouflage vanishes. The face goes completely dead. The eyes turn flat, black and dull. Shark eyes. Looking at you not as a partner, but as a piece of meat that has gone bad. They speak. The voice is a monotone dial tone. They dissect your flaws. They list your failures. They use every secret you ever told them as a surgical scalpel. They cut deep. They sever the tendons. They drain you. You realize the horrifying truth. They never loved you. They never hated you. You were simply fuel, a battery, and you are empty now. You gave them your spine. You gave them your sanity. They pack a single bag. The zipper makes a sharp tearing sound. The door closes. The lock clicks. You are left standing in the kitchen, a hollow, stripped chassis on blocks. The vinyl booth sticks to your thighs. The same diner, the same corner. The coffee tastes like burnt copper. Your hands tremble. A fine, uncontrollable vibration. Your hair is thinner. Your eyes are dark pits. You look out the streaked wet window. The rain is heavy. Across the street, under the yellow glow of a street lamp, you see them. They are standing with someone new. You press your forehead against the cold glass. You watch the machine reboot. You watch the algorithm run. They tilt their head at the exact same angle as the new victim. They lean in close. They smile. It is a flawless, calculated, terrifying smile. You watch the new target reach out and touch their arm. The hook sinks in. The barb catches bone. You do not scream. You do not run outside. You cannot save them. You take a sip of the bitter coffee. You swallow the ash. You know the truth now. The soulmate was a glitch. The connection was a mirror trick. You watch the chameleon blend into the rain, perfectly mimicking the shape of someone else's desperate, empty heart.